Hello and welcome to the Common Corner. I hope you're doing well. I hope the day is treating you well whenever you're watching this, and if not, I hope it feels a bit better after you've had a sit down and calm moment to yourself. Okay, let's tune into the moment. As always, the candle is lit, the books are on the table, it is a Sunday. A usual Sunday sit down, which I enjoy. Sundays feel appropriate for me to have a look back on the week, and I find it really easy to do when I'm talking to you about it. It is currently about 4:18 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon. The sun is shining outside, but it's not too hot, which is very nice. It's been very lovely and cozy weather-wise this past week, but the weekend has brightened up. When I say lovely and cozy, I mean it's been foggy and rainy for the whole week, but now the weather has brightened up, which is quite lovely, actually. So initially today, I wanted to make a different kind of video, one with quite a focused theme, talking about my analog life as a medical student, how I organize and plan my life while doing a degree that's quite time-consuming and mentally demanding as well, and how do I organize my notes that I take for the degree, which have now been entirely analog for, let's say, 2 years. I'm in my 4th year of medical school now, so it was only until end of 2nd year of medicine that I decided to kind of give up trying to force myself to do everything digitally, just like everyone else was doing, but rather just give in to my analog habits and live life in a bit more of a hands-on paper type of way, hands-on way, I guess. But even though that was my initial plan and my initial intention, when I was now just about to sit down, I realized that I don't really want to do that. What I would love to do is just have a video without a very specific theme and just have a chat, just have a bit of a catch-up. So I realized, well, that's exactly what I can do, so I shall do it. I have a few things to catch up on though, so I have an agenda for that. But I wanted to talk a bit more freely this time, because it's been, now I would say, a bit more than a month since I've done just like a good catch-up. A video without a specific agenda, just talking whatever has been going on around this table of mine and within it. So yeah, let's go on from there. So I have a little catch up list on the next page here, and then there's a few plans I have for September, because I would say it's the most unique month. Oh my gosh, the doors closed this time to the balcony, so you can't really hear the ice cream truck. But it was a crowd favorite, but also some people don't like the sound of ice cream trucks, so I'm sorry for those people. Okay, now it's stopped. But a few of you got a good laugh out of it. Indeed, it comes by twice every Saturday and every Sunday, and it's quite a nice like sound scheme of the weekend, I would say. So yes, September is the most unique month of all of my months in the year. So I wanted to catch you up on also what are my plans for September, and especially what are my plans for the Common Corner for September. And finally, as per usual, as per the tradition, the weekly tradition, we'll go through my daily pages of the past week, and I'll try to kind of chat through some commonplacing queries at the same time. Kind of queries from my side, not yours. So I have some questions for you all who practice the art of commonplacing. Let's start from there. Okay, the first catch-up topic is that I'm reading again. You might have noticed, well, I don't know if you did, to be honest, but well, I haven't mentioned anything about books, like novels, ever since I finished Patti Smith's M Train book. And I've done a review of that in my Commonplace book, but ever since then, there has been nothing of note in my reviews in my Commonplace book. So I was mentioning my commonplace book where I have my book reviews. And yes, I have M Train by Patti Smith here. I was reading it for a while, for literally 2 months, which is quite a long time for me in terms of reading books. After that, well, I would say that during it I was in a bit of a slump as well, but I really enjoyed having this book by my side for that whole time. I was going through exams within that time period as well, a very intense exam season, I would say. And I finished it. I was sad to finish it because I had carried it with me for 2 months and gotten attached to the book. But it was a loan from my flatmate, so I gave it back to her before I moved out. There was a lot more to write here than I have. There was a lot to write about the book, but somehow, because it was such a brilliant read, I haven't been able to concise it all in just this bit. Just to give you a view of how much I love this book and how much I love the sentences within it, I'll show you all the pages that I have written up with quotes from this book. So this is Good Words from M Train by Patti Smith, number 1. Then very soon I think we're gonna have Good Words from Patti Smith, well, Good Words from M Train by Patti Smith, number 2 here. And then we have Good Words from M Train by Patti Smith, number 3. So there's 3 full A5 pages written up from M Train. I really love that book. Afterwards, I had the intention of starting to read a book that was mentioned by Patti Smith in this book. I wrote up a lot of the quotes from it. Where are they? Yes, I think all of these are from the chapter within M Train where Patti Smith talks about a book by Haruki Murakami called The Wound Up Bird Chronicles. Patti Smith is a really brilliant author and an artist. She writes music as well. That's how her way of creating kind of began. I guess poetry first and then music and then actual like kind of writing of novels and books. I really respect her as an artist, and when she mentioned that this one book that I have not read by Murakami was her favorite of all time, as in like her favorite book of all time, a masterpiece, she referred to it to as she referred to the book as a masterpiece. I was glad that I have not yet read that book. That's the one book by Murakami that I have not yet read. So just now, earlier today, when we were in the town of the area, kind of the center of the area that we now live in, we went to Waterstones, which is the kind of one of the biggest UK bookstore chains, and I picked up the Wind Up Bird Chronicle by Murakami. I'm very, very excited to start reading this. I think I mentioned in this agenda that I'm reading again, but I think it's a bit of a excessive, what's the word, like when exaggeration, because I have not yet started to read this, but I can already tell that I will be reading it while I was in Waterstones. And I actually haven't been to a bookstore in a while because I've been in this slump and I haven't been sure of what I wanted to read next. There has been quite a bit of things that I've been wanting to read, but I haven't been able to choose what. However, I did know that after M Train, I wanted to read The Wind Up Bird Chronicle, and I finally caved into that idea. Like, I don't know why I've been resisting it, but I have, for some reason. However, here it is now on my desk. One thing that I appreciate about it is that most of the novels by Murakami that are by this vintage publishing house, they are all read black and white. And as you all know, I enjoy my red and black, and I enjoy it in various forms and within my daily pages as well. So I really like this. This other book that I picked up is a recommendation by Jenny Mustard, who is an author as well as a YouTuber, and I've followed her work for a long time, and I really also respect her as an author, and she recommended this book by Sayaka Murata called Earthlings. I saw this next to Murakami's book. I guess both of their last names begin with the same M-U-R. MURA, actually. So I saw it, and I took it as a sign. I took it as an excuse to pick it up at the same time. So now I have these 2 books, and I feel very encouraged by both of them to get back into reading. And I've realized that I have had a book next to me for the entire time that I've been in my Hobonichi books, since I've been journaling daily until now. And often maybe 1/4 of the things that I journal every day is about the book that I'm reading, is maybe a quote from it, a thought from it, an idea, a concept, and so on. And I've felt that something is missing from my daily pages, and that has been indeed kind of the things that my books bring into my daily pages, my journals. And of course, I'd like to commonplace about the books that I'm reading right now. It's commonplace books are a place where I also keep those quotes that I enjoy from the books, so that I know where to return back to the words of the book, rather than, how to explain it. I have a place that is the common place for all of the quotes that I write down from the books. So if I want to return back to the words from the book, I can just go into my commonplace book rather than skimming through the book itself, and so on. Okay, I hope that makes sense, but I have some more thoughts on commonplacing a bit later on. I'll keep it here for now. So yes, these are the 2 books that I've now included in my daily life, and hopefully they will stay with me for a while, and I'll keep you updated on how I'm enjoying these 2 pieces of work. Okay. The next thing, I'm not going to go through these in order, I've realized, because it doesn't quite make sense. The one thing that I've been enjoying a lot these days is replying back to comments. The last 2 months of my life have been taken over by first exams, then being nervous about my exam results, and I passed them, and I was able to move on to the 4th year from the 3rd year of medical school. And I tried to have a bit of a vacation while at the same time preparing to move houses in the end of July. And then beginning of August, we moved. Then it was a week of hassle with the moving and settling in. Then we went to Finland, and then we came back from Finland, and I was preparing to start medical school. Something that I've been doing during this entire time is viewing the beautiful words that come into the comment section of the Common Corner videos. I don't really know how to even put it into words, the kind of encouragement that these comments give me, and I value them greatly. I finally now feel like life is slowly starting to go in its tracks, which are calm, which I can finally kind of get a grab onto life. And just now, before I started this video, I've been replying to some comments, and I just wanted to say that you can all expect a reply from me within the next few weeks to the comments that you've previously left. I've been having some beautiful conversations within the comments as well, and it really just feels like a blossoming of so many kind of online friendships, which is beautiful. And then another thing related to the Common Corner, in the digital platform, there is now some playlists that you can see in my channel. I think you just click playlists. It's next to the community and videos tab on the channel. And I have grouped together certain videos so that if you want to watch similar themed videos in the same go, then you can click on the playlist and you can find the videos easily. So yeah, just to let you know, there's now playlists on the channel, and all of my videos have been categorized into one of the playlists. All right, one more thing. I wanted to address my new writing utensil. You can see my kawaikos here on the table. These have now been with me, this one for about 3 months and this one for about 2 months. And I love them both very dearly. The pencil clip on my classic burgundy colored kawaikos board was gifted to me by This Jo Journals. You've heard her name probably being mentioned quite many times on my channel We both live in London and meet up every now and then, and we always have a great time catching up and giving each other little stationery gifts. So she gifted this clip to me on the same day that I received this dream pen of mine, the Kaweco Allsport in black. And the silver clip on this I purchased recently from Choosing Keeping, because I wanted both of them to have a clip, just so they don't kind of slip out of their pencil holders or pen holders in my cover. So now they both have a clip, and I think they make a very lovely pair. Previously I had been mentioning that I would love to get a red Kaweco Allsport. I still do, however it's not necessary. As you might know, I use black and red to write in my book quite a bit. So I wanted there to be a black Kaweco Allsport for the black ink, and then a red Kaweco Allsport for the red ink. But I've decided that this burgundy one will do for now. Burgundy is a form of red, I guess, so it will do me for now. But I would love to at some point get the red one, but it's not a necessity. So these are my two main writing utensils. However, I have really been enjoying this bi-colored, like two-colored red and blue colored pencil. I don't know the brand. I've mentioned it previously. It's called Caran d'Ache, Swiss made, so from Switzerland. I've got this from Present and Correct, which is a beautiful store here in London. And you can see that I've started to use this quite a bit in my pages, so I just wanted to note that this is the pencil that I'm using to add any color into my pages. And you'll see it in action in just a little bit when we go through my daily pages. Okay, those were some of the little kind of small pieces of catch-up over here. In terms of life catch-up, I've started now 4th year of medical school. It's been quite intense actually, and that is going to also, I think, cause a bit of a switch into my life for sure. And when there's a switch in my life, you'll usually see it reflected also in the comment corner. At the same time as I'm now starting medical school, and I'm already starting back in hospitals tomorrow, I'm kind of nervous about it. But I've been in hospitals before. I've done my work placements in various specialties, but tomorrow I'll be starting in pediatrics. So that's a new thing. And I was always very interested in pediatrics, so it feels like quite a big thing that I'll get to be 5 weeks in different pediatric wards looking after some children. So that's something very new, but that's kind of what's really taking over my life slightly right now is medical school and pediatrics. Okay, my other plans for September, whenever we get outside of medical school, I wanted to first talk about a few videos that will be coming up in this month. Okay, so starting from next week, and I'll actually pull up my daily pages for this. No, not my daily pages, my weekly pages in my avec. Once again, I'll be moving this aside. Here we go. So here we have my weekly pages. I have a couple of things actually to catch up in terms of like putting the timetable around it. And it's quite minimal this week compared to the last few weeks. But yes, so we're here today a little. I always block out time for chatting with the Comment Corner community. For next week, it is the day before my partner's birthday, as well as my mother's birthday. It's on the same day, on the 16th. And I have been wanting for a while to make a little Comment Corner collaboration with my partner, who has recently gotten into, well, I would say it's kind of a recent thing, yeah. Gotten into the Hobonichi himself. He uses it in a very unique way, and his kind of practice of using the Hobonichi started around the same time as he started using fountain pens in his creative practice. So actually a few people have requested to see him on the channel and have asked for his input like about certain things. So I thought, what might be better than actually bringing him in and hearing him talk about those things and answer the questions that you've had previously. I guess as a side note now, if you do have any questions for him, please do ask them in the comments, but I'll probably make a little community tab section for it as well in case you have questions for him. But we'll be talking about using the Hobonichi avec as a way of nurturing your creative practice, as well as the difference between using fountain pens and other utensils to draw specifically, and how the combination of these two are nurturing kind of like a broader creative practice. So we'll be talking about those things next week. And I'll kind of introduce him to you, as I mentioned him quite a bit, and I thought that it would be good to have one video where he comes on and chats to you guys as well. And I guess I did a Common Corner collaboration with my sisters a few weeks ago. That is on the channel now if you're interested in seeing it. And I thought that it might be fun to have a few Common Corner collaborations per year where I bring other people into the space and we get to chat about journal related things, planner related things in a very kind of calm and relaxed manner. So yeah, that will be next week, day before his birthday, because we'll probably be spending that day together anyway. Finally, the week after that, so this is I think the last week of September, I'll be going to Hong Kong for about 11-12 days, and actually my birthday is gonna be on the Sunday, so 29th of September is my birthday, so I will be in Hong Kong for that. I'll have to see what I do as a video on that day. I might post a little update from Hong Kong and perhaps some video footage from the stationery shops that I'll be going to when I'm there. So yeah, and then the entire next week will also be in Hong Kong, and I will probably update you separately on the agenda of the Common Corner whilst I'm there. But there's most likely gonna be a couple of weeks break maybe within the videos, or at least there wouldn't be a video for 2 Sundays in a row, the 6th as well as the 13th. We'll have to see, but I'll be updating you. I just want to be kind of clear on when you can expect a video from me and when not to expect one, but I will always keep you updated when we come to that. All right, another thing that I'd like to do kind of relatively soon, and maybe this is an idea for something to do whilst I'm in Hong Kong, because I know I'm gonna miss this routine of sitting down on a Sunday, is to do a deep dive into how exactly my daily pages come together. I was just looking through the comments and replying to them before I began this video, and there was quite a few questions about how exactly I build my daily pages, when do I add in the ephemera, when do I do the writing, and so on and so forth. I've answered a few of those in my 6-month celebration of the Common Corner, which was July 14th. I've answered a few of those questions there, but I think it would be great to do a dedicated video to my daily pages, because they really are my main form of practicing journaling. So I hope to do that very soon as well. Okay, I think that's everything caught up. Those are all the things that I've been wanting to kind of catch you up on. And I think I'm ready to move on to the daily pages. So we'll be going through this week's daily pages. It's now the 8th, and we'll start from Monday. This was the previous week's daily pages. I don't think I showed them in the video, actually. At least I don't think I did. I have included a few things from my visit to Tate Modern from that week here as well. And I got a Coffee Monsters Co. sticker sheet, which is my first of, I've never had any Coffee Monster stickers, but one of my pen pals gave me a Coffee Monsters sticker sheet for September, and I thought it was kind of cute, so I wanted to add those here. They fit in with the vibe, I would say. Yes. All right, so let's jump into the daily pages now. This was the spread that you saw last week at the beginning of September, and it has indeed been a very nice September so far. I had mentioned that I wish that the weather would be a bit more autumn vibes and literally the day after that I kind of manifested that in the video, it's been rainy and cloudy and so on. I've done quite a bit of writing this week. I started my introduction week into pediatrics, so it was a very academic, kind of academically intensive week, and I wanted to put this good luck fish here on the Monday's page for that. And I've also been doing some dipping into the next day's page this week. So on that Sunday, I actually didn't have I didn't have that much space to write. So I had done a bit of writing on that evening into the next page. And I've done that a couple times this week, and I've quite enjoyed doing that actually. I wrote across the page for the first time in like a while. This is very new for me because I don't usually write across the page, but here, because I had this excerpt of writing from the previous night, then I had this good luck fish here, only a bit of writing for the morning, and I realized that because I had written kind of across a bit here, I thought that, okay, I'll test how it feels to write across the page. And it's a very different vibe. Like my mind is immediately changing gear when I'm writing across the page, when I have to keep writing the one line for a very long time. That was like a poem. Instead of like half of the page. I kind of enjoyed it, but at the same time my brain felt a bit challenged by it. But I think it's good to challenge your brain at times as well. But yeah, writing across the page, that just has not happened in a long time. I always write in columns, and it has not happened ever since either. Yeah, the next day was just a long day at university until the evening when I met with Joe from Distro Journals at the Barbican Centre. We both have a big love for this brutalist area in London, and we met up there. I tested her beautiful fountain pens. I never knew that a fountain pen can be that smooth to write with until I wrote with one of her Sailor Japan. I don't really know the brand. It's a Sailor pen, I think. And it just felt like the feedback from the paper was so precise. Whereas my pens are quite scratchy. I like them scratchy, but I didn't realize how smooth those pens could be. But then I think I was writing here, to be honest, it may feel even better than my Kaweco pens, but I shall stay loyal. I'm a very loyal person when it comes to my my utensils of life, really. I have my Muji stationery everywhere. I have my Hobonichi books. I have my Kaweco fountain pens, and I have my Kokio journal cover that I'm not going to change for a long time, I think. And I have my movements, of course. So I have my things, and I don't really switch out of them. So although it was really nice to write with those pens, and I'm so tempted, honestly, now I'm like, wow, the world of fountain pens is so much broader. Of course it's broad, like there are thousands of different types of fountain pens you can have. But I think because of that, it's good that I'll stay loyal to my Kawecos, otherwise I will be very tempted. I think there's one exception to this rule. If in the future people in my life gift me fountain pens, if I receive them, is it a word? If I receive them as a courtesy, maybe, I don't know. But if I don't make an intentional decision to get them for myself, then I will allow them to float into my life. Because if they float into my life, I believe that it was meant to be, that I'll get to test out those pens. But anyway, my elbow's itchy. Okay. I wrote with all 3 of the pens that she had with her, and they all had really beautiful inks in them. There were 2 Sailor pens and 1 Platinum Century pen. Really nice pens, Joe. Thank you for letting me write with them. And this red ink here is from my Kaweco. I really like this spread. It came together beautifully, I think. I had a lovely Wednesday, not a very academic Wednesday though, because I had quite a lot to do on that day, and I also had a catch up with my former flatmate. We are friends, we've always been friends, but it's easy to refer to her as my former flatmate, so you know who I'm talking about. We had a really nice outing in central London, and I also got a little Miffy night lamp. It's like a soft lamp, or like a silicone light. I don't know how to describe it. I wish I had my Miffy here with me. But I've been really drawn to Miffy these days. I know that it's a children's book and not very directed to adults, quote unquote, but I think it's very cute, and all of the characters in the Miffy universe are very cute. And I saw this Miffy lamp in a magazine shop in Covent Garden of London, and it just called to me right away. And okay, the story behind it is that I've been wanting to get a night lamp for our bathroom so that we don't have to turn on the bright overhead light. So it was the perfect time to get it. I thought that I would have to wait until Hong Kong to get a Miffy night lamp. Like, that's specifically what I had been wanting to get, is a Miffy night lamp. It looks like this. Yeah, so it was kind of a perfect coincidence that I don't have to wait until Hong Kong to get it, and also I don't have to take up space in my luggage to carry back this night lamp or night light. And there's a few memories from the day as well. These are also memories from the same day, but they didn't quite fit in, and I wanted to have these in my daily pages rather than my weekly pages, where I also keep quite a lot of memories, as you can see. I really like this photo. It's me with my outfit. I like that photo. But yeah, I keep quite a lot of photos in here, as you can see. But these I felt really drawn to, and I wanted to keep them in my daily pages. All right, yeah. I've been watching Gilmore Girls. I've really gotten into this autumn cozy mood in this past week, and I've been seeing people rewatching Gilmore Girls online. I've never seen it, and I've always just kind of thought of it as like kind of like a boring show. Boring does not mean bad. But I started watching it, and now, because I had previously tried to watch it but I just didn't really get on with it, but now I see boring as comforting, and it's very comforting. I've been watching it quite a bit, so it's been keeping me company, so I wanted to note it down here. Gilmore Girls Autumn. Okay, now we're getting to Friday and yesterday. I decorated for the first time in a while. I kind of decorated one spread before even writing a single piece of word, because usually I write this column fully before I add any decoration. So you can quite often see that there's no decorations like kind of in this section. Okay, yeah. I'm not showing you very good examples because now there's quite a bit of decorations in that section. Well, mostly there isn't on that section specifically. There's always a bit of space that I've first written on, like here and here, and so on. Oops, oh no. But yes, for the first time in a while, I decorated this spread with these 2 mushroom stickers that I've had for a very long time. I don't even know where they're from at this point, as well as this sticker that Joe gave me. And I like the vibes. Miffy shows up a couple times in the margins because they were empty, and I wanted to draw her a couple times. Is it her, him, they, it? Miffy. And just a lot of writing. Feels good to do a lot of writing. Here, this entire bit was actually written while I was resting in bed on the Friday. So this was kind of, I had a lot more to say, even in addition to these words. So some thoughts from the previous night. I realized that these days, a lot of my daily pages are quite documentative and archival, which is their point. But I'm missing and I think this is the fact that I haven't been reading that much. I've missed noting down these ideas and concepts and revelations that I'm having, and I was having a lot of revelations that evening, so I noted them all down here. Yesterday we went to see Beetlejuice at night. It was really brilliant. It was very spooky. I will not give away any spoilers, but it was like kind of everything I would hope for in a autumn Halloween movie. I mean, Halloween is still kind of a while away, but I think everyone's already thinking about Halloween because it's September. So it was really a perfect movie for that. I might even go see it another time if it's still in the cinemas in October, which I think it will be, because I think it's gonna be really like a classic. So yeah, and this is a little note from a cute note from my partner. Okay, then we get into today. Here is the pencil that has been showing up quite a bit. Actually, not that much in the previous daily pages. I thought I had used this a lot more. Well, okay, I used it to draw this photo of Sanji from One Piece. And I've been using it a lot in my notes as well at uni to do like highlights and stuff. But with pencil, I've never done that before. And then we came home from watching Beetlejuice yesterday, and I took some liberty of drawing on today's page. And I drew Lydia, who's one of the characters, really the main character. Winona Ryder is the name, yeah. I really enjoyed this drawing. So what I do first is I make like a rough sketch with the red, and then because the blue is a bit more like, it shows up a bit more darker, I guess, I make the final outline and shading. And I really like how it came out. At the same time, I also decorated the next day's page on Monday. So as I said earlier, I'm starting the pediatric rotation in hospital tomorrow for 5 weeks. And I just want to kind of like acknowledge that before I go in, and acknowledge that it's going to be very different being in a pediatric ward, so a ward with sick children rather than sick adults. So I wanted to just dedicate this drawing for all the children that I'll get to meet and have the privilege of hopefully helping in the next 5 weeks. So the original art is very recognizable. It's by Yoshito Monara, but I've just re-illustrated this specific painting by myself yesterday evening. Yeah. Ooh, a little note here is that instead of collecting movies in my movies that I'd like to watch in my commonplace book, because it seems that I'm not really picking up my commonplace book as much as I would like to. Not sure why. I've started to collect movies that I'd like to watch at the back here in my 100 list. So here are a few that I would like to see, and I'm gonna also tick off the ones that I've seen. And maybe I'll just do it with this. So I've seen the French Dispatch this year. Actually, I've seen quite a few of these, but I just transferred this over from my commonplace book. Yeah, and I just want to have it a bit more accessible because I really am enjoying films these days. And if I'm not picking up my commonplace book as much, then I'm gonna miss out on the opportunity of noting down which films I want to see. And I didn't really know where I would have this list in this book. And then I just thought of that, my 100 list that Hobonichi has at the back of the books. And I thought, oh, that's perfect. I wanted to kind of send out a question of what kind of books are you using for commonplacing right now? I don't think that these memo pads, which I've now filled, I think, I don't even know how many of these I filled in, maybe 4 of these Hobonichi memo pads. I filled in 4 of them, and that's actually all that I have, so I don't even have any more of these left. I have about 3 pages left in here. 1, 2, 4 pages, and then, no, 5, 6, okay. So 6 spreads left, which is nice. But the rest I filled in with stamps from Muji when I was in the Muji of Helsinki. And they have these stamps that you can freely play with. And I've also cut this page out, not in a very elegant way. So this is soon done, basically. This book is very soon finished. And I don't know where I'm gonna move into next. First of all, I don't have any more of the memo pads left, but also I think I need something thicker. This only has like 24 pages, so 48 spreads. No, 48 like sheets. I think, I don't know if that's the correct math, but anyway, yeah, 48 like sheets, but 24 individual pages. So not many, and it feels like it fills up kind of quickly, and because of that I often like delay writing in it because I don't want to fill it up too quickly, and that's not the point of the book, you know. Yes, it does fit in really well at the back here, but I think I need something thicker. One option is getting a thicker book from Hobonichi, but I think then that would be too big, too thick. So they have those notebooks that are a bit thicker, but I don't think I want to do that. So the one thing that I am thinking about but I have not settled on is adding in an insert into my traveler's notebook cover. Yes, I'm thinking that I'd like to do a whole video on this book, but perhaps we'll return to it another time. But it is my additional place where I keep all of my stationery that I carry with me sometimes, but not all the time. Anyways, I took this little piece just now. It was kind of here because I had put it there from somewhere inside of my archives. I put it here because it's finally time to use one of these, as I have started to read a book. So I'm going to paste it on here in just a little bit and write the name of the book that I'm reading, as well as what it's about and where I will be making notes on it. But for now, I'll just stick it in here with some tape. These are the archive stickers from Megan Rhiannon, and I think a lot of people use these stickers in the same way that she does, which is to archive their like actual notebooks. So they put them in the beginning of their notebooks. I did not realize that that's how they're meant to be used, so I have always just been using them to archive which books I'm reading. So like I'm archiving the book into my daily pages, if that makes sense, hopefully, and I write which book, like which number of a book it is of the year. So this would be, I don't know how manyth book. I don't think I have M Train even archived in this one, because I started reading it in May and May was not in the same book. But yeah, I think it's maybe my 13th book of the year, not sure, something like that. Alright, we've gotten to the end of my weekly daily pages, and Monday shall start again, and I will see you next Sunday on the 15th with a Common Corner collaboration. I hope that your week will serve you well until then, and I will see you again very soon. Bye bye.